Okay, so the patch day is here. This time I'm gonna do things a little bit differently. I will cover the balance patch and the regular patch separately because some of you might only be interested in balance patch, some of you might only be interested in the regular patch. Of course, I'm talking about the Korean patch mostly because our patch was a no maintenance one. But yeah, for this one, I'm gonna cover balance patch first, and I'll cover the regular patch in like a good hour after uploading the balance patch. That way the video isn't like an hour long, right? So, let's jump right into the balance changes. Okay, so Kina. Yep, we got Kina and Cleave. So Kina apparently was nerfed. Let's look at this. Earnest Prayer, passive effect, okay. So at the end of skill attack, there's a 30% chance to recover 15 HP. Now it has been changed to 20%. That's a big change actually. And there was a 30% chance to increase mana by 1. Now it has been changed to 20%. Okay, that's a significant nerf to be honest. Home of Life, so the cooldown was increased by 6 seconds. That's quite a bit. And afterwards, it restores stamina of nearby allies and increases the effect hit rate. The recovery amount is proportional to your attack power. Oh, so there is no longer the part that, and if the target is a summoner, the amount of recovery given increases. So no longer higher recovery on your summoner. Okay. Then, if the target is a summoner... Oh, yeah, so this is that part, basically. Also, when target's health is less than 50%, it no longer gives continuous recovery for 20 seconds. However, when target's health is over 70%, it gives immunity for 10 seconds. Okay, so immunity being buffed by 2 seconds, basically. But it no longer gives continuous recovery. And the cooldown is much higher. Okay, wow. So I believe that is the Wind Skill 2, the new Wind Skill 2 which gives immunity, right? That is a big nerf. Not gonna lie. That is a pretty significant nerf, actually. Stardust. Skill cooldown 40 seconds. So this is the Dark Skill 3, I believe. And what changed is... Stamina reduced by 20%. So is that like an HP drop? Or is that 20% less HP? Like destroyed HP? Is that 20% less? Yeah, hard to say. We're gonna test it out. I'm gonna log into the Korean server. I have a live stream planned today. We're gonna test all of this stuff out live. But yeah, restore the health of nearby allies excluding yourself. Then resurrect one dead summoner and reduce your own health. To me, it doesn't sound like destroy. To me, it just sounds like hitting damage, right? But yeah, we'll see. And then the Dark Boost. So this is the Dark Ultimate. It revives with 100% now. But it only revives 1 instead of 2 allies. Okay. I have a feel... I don't know what's better. I have a feeling reviving 1 with 100% HP is better than 2 with 60% HP. That's just my opinion. Because by the time you're reviving 2, you may have already lost. But if you're just gonna revive 1, you're giving him full HP, right? I don't know, but to me that feels like a buff. But that's just me, right? So, I don't know. This, of course, is a good nerf, but this, I don't know. Oh, and my baby Cleave. Oh, wow. Oh, wow. How many buffs did he receive? Jesus. Guardian Shield, so that's the passive. The amount of damage you and your teammates receive is reduced. So just straight up reduced. Oh, so straight up reduced. No longer it's just boss or summoner, it's just completely reduced, right? So yeah, reduced by 10% by everyone. Wow! That's a lot. Every monster hit basically now does 10% less damage to your monsters. That is OP. And also, when hit by boss or enemy summoner, reduction in damage. I'm guessing that's like an additional 10%, because previously it was 20, right? Now it's 10 for everything and 10 extra for boss and summoner. But yeah, that is nuts. And also, wait, what? When hit by a teammate, the reduction in damage received by... Wow, so... so 10% damage less from enemies and then 10% damage less from... what you called? The Dark Valkyria, right? Nice, thank you, Countess. Okay, fair enough. So, Armored Shield. Now it's being changed from a passive to a 40-second cooldown? What? If your health is below certain percentage, the defense of your team summons increases. So when my health was below 70%, everyone got 20% defense, right? Now, applying a CC effect grants you a shield. CC effects are easy to apply because they happen on the third skill usually. When applying a crowd control effect to the enemy, shields 10% of your maximum health for 7 seconds. That's a nerf! That is such a shit passive! What? Wait, what? That was amazing! This was an amazing part. This is so bad. This is so bad. What is that? Ew! How you gonna say you buff Cleave and then you nerf him? Shield Reinforcement passive. If your health is below a certain percentage, your defense increases. Now, my defense increases by 30, right? So when your health is below, increases... Oh! I see. So they transferred part of this passive to this, but it's now below 50%, not 30%. So a very, very slight nerf, but not a huge deal. And if your health is below 30, yeah. So they transfer part of that passive, and now he gets a shield every time he applies CC. Which really won't matter much. Like 10% of my max HP for 7 seconds on a 40-second cooldown. That is literally non-existent. So this passive is just nothing, and part of that passive is being transferred here. So yeah. Ice Bug, 5-second cooldown, okay. So what changed? When the target is has reduced attack power, attack speed decreases by 3 levels for 20 seconds. Oh, it no longer needs to have level 2 attack down. It can now have level 1 attack down. Okay, so that's a big buff. That's a big buff. Because previously, you would use the third skill. You give attack down. I think it gives attack down. And then you would need to get attack down from another source, right? Now you can just straight up follow with the first skill and it will reduce attack speed. So yeah, that's a big buff for the water element. Frozen Armor. So, when the freeze is successful, nearby allies are healed. The recovered amount is proportional to your defense. That covers 162% of my defense. That's a big scaling defense, by the way. Like, that's a big scaling heal. Think about it, like, my cleave has like, what, 6.5k? So that's a good 10,000 heal every time he freezes. Ooh. That makes Water Cleave a tiny bit better, but then again, not too amazing. We'll see though. Wind Boomerang, so that's the new skill 2 from Wind Element, which no one uses. And for each attack, increases defense power by 2 levels for 8 seconds, instead of defense by 1 level. Still trash, still unusable, no one's gonna use that. Dark Shield. Again, no one uses Dark Element. Afterwards, endurance is granted to you and the team summoner with the highest attack power. Ooh. So instead, no, you do still get damage reflection, but your monster with the highest attack will also get endure. Ooh, wait, do I get endure? Wait, I don't get endure. Wait, now I get endure and the monster gets endure. Oh, wow, hold on for 6 seconds. So that has to be the third skill, right? Yeah, it is. Endure for 6 seconds. Both me and my monster with highest attack. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. Like, it will not make me use the Dark Leaf most likely. Because the skill 1 animation speed, Jesus. It takes 3 years to cast that thing, and you best believe it's gonna miss, because I already have trouble missing, hitting summoners just with my basic attacks. So yeah, I don't think it will make Dark Leaf better, but it's a significant buff. So yeah, overall, I don't know. The armor shield is the only buff, really. Oh yeah, and this one. So this one is big. Teammates receive 10% less damage from enemy monsters. That's a big buff. The rest of this is completely useless, right? Water kinda works if you play water. Not many people play water. So yeah, interesting. Not bad. Okay, monsters now. So, the Fire Beetle grants oblivion to the target after reducing all effects. So this is his passive. Okay, yeah, so... But it no longer gives silence. Ooh, that's a nerf. That's a nerf. Silence was definitely better. So, looks like the Fire Beetle... Like, my opinion. Again, the stuff I review here is just my opinion. Silence is definitely better than Oblivion, because Silence actually works on every single unit. Oblivion only affects units with passive, and not all units have passive. So, yeah, personally, as bad as he already was, Silence was definitely better. But now, looks like they changed to Oblivion, so that feels like a nerf to me, right? The Water Beetle. Okay, Iron Wall Shield, I believe that is the skill 2. So, it reduces attack speed to enemies within range. So previously it reduced movement speed, now it reduces attack speed. Level 2 for 16 seconds. Attack speed reduce is definitely better than mana speed reduce, so no complaints there. And the ultimate, damage reflection, level 1 for 14 seconds was added. Ooh, that's not bad actually, because damage reflection, it's such an underrated debuff, because not only are you giving more like damage to the enemy, it also technically reduces your damage, right? I know a lot of people don't know this from the Summoners War Sky Arena days. At least I'm assuming that's how it still works in here. But reflect damage actually reduces your damage as well. Like if it says 15%, not only do enemies get 15% of the damage, but you also take 50% less damage because it's been returned. It's not like reflect, it's like returned, right? So if it works the same way, that's a pretty good buff. So, Chow. Ooh, so this guy is rumored to get a nerf. And wow, look at that. You can also freely reset the unit for 2 weeks. So they're hitting him hard, huh? Justice. So that's the first skill. Per Dragon Soul, damage increased by 10% when used. Oh, only as a Soul Link. So it no longer works off Soul Link for that damage buff. Okay, that's an interesting change. And the second skill, you get Dragon Soul level 2 whenever you cleanse a debuff. Wait, why is this here? Oh, defense, okay. Wait, what? That makes no sense. Wait. Wait, so you get more stacks, but you can only use them on Soul Link. So now basically he's healing double the amount because you heal from the basic attack, but it does less damage with skill 1. But overall, that's a buff to me, because 2 stacks instead of 1, that's nuts. That's a buff. That's not a nerf. That's a nerf to Eleanor users and literally no one else, eh? That feels like a buff. I'm sorry, that feels like a buff. Okay, interesting change, interesting. Wind Dragon Eye, so Leo. Now, the attack speed of all enemy summons and ally summons except for opponents with the same skill is limited to less than your attack speed. Oh, so now Leo is not only a counter to cooldown increase and ult increase, but also to attack speed units. So, pretty much every archer is gone. Whoa, that's huge. That's actually a huge buff. Now I'm excited to try it out when it comes out. That's huge. So, Sharon, Tessarion, what else? Assassins like Ravens, right? Beast Riders. It's now a massive Beast Rider counter. Because think about it. Beast Riders, their attack speed means so much. Because not only does it do more damage, it also affects their passive a lot, right? They get way less critical now. They get way less precision now if Leo is on field. So Leo is now a massive, massive Beast Rider counter. This is the buff I'm actually excited about. That's a very, very big change. Nice. Okay, now twins. Okay, so Chakram Dancer, Fire One. The moves do debilitating effects when damage is received. That's nothing. That's absolutely nothing. Water Chakram Dancer. In addition, it moves 2 debilitating effects instead of 1 and increase the amount of damage dealt to yourself. Again, that buff pretty much doesn't exist. The problem with twins is not the skills. The problem with them is you need 2 units. If you're not changing that, then any buff you do to them really doesn't matter. There's only like 1 or 2 twins who are usable without a pair, and even then they are pretty weak because they just don't activate half of their skills. Okay, Chakram Wind. Fixed damage increases damage to targets with weakening effects and restores your health equal to the fixed damage dealt. Okay, so now you do more damage with debuffs. Oh, previously it was only if the target is stunned. Now it's any debuff. That is big. That one is big. That one is a big change. Again though, you need 2. So that really only works in content that isn't live PvP, right? It won't work in Brawl, anything like that. It will work in Siege and Challenge Arena though. Light Chakram. This one was pretty good, right? So additionally inflicts bleeding when attacking with a skill. So just extra bleed. Oh, previously it was 70%, now it's 100%. So very small change. Chakram Crush, 24-second cooldown. Stuns them with a certain probability for each hit. That's the same so far. So previously it was additionally... No. Oh, so this new part and grants the debuff effect and inability to be removed on the last hit. Ooh! It gives block harmful effect removal with the last hit. That's a good debuff. That's a very strong debuff. But then again, you need 2. And no one's gonna be able to bring through. So, I don't know. The ultimate also the same. You add the inability to remove harmful effects for 14 seconds. No one's still gonna use these Chakram Dance, right? Dark Chakrams. This one that's actually good. Like this one is the actual good Chakram. And they just buffed her healing by 5%. Yeah, cool. I don't know. It's a joke. Some of these changes are just a joke. So, Fire Boomerang. They upped her stun chance from 70 to 85%. Fair. All skills that have like 80% or less activation rate are just like way too RNG. I don't know. I don't like most of those. Flame Drive. So now they added no recovery. So heal block. Previously it was 100%. Now it's 60%. No. Wait, that makes no sense. Let me see. Additionally, there's a certain probability that enemies around the target will be stunned. Additionally, one of the Shaman's attacks. Oh, and previously around the table. Oh, I see. Wait, no, I don't see. Wait, what? They said they added a chance to stun, but this is listed as this. So, hold up. No recovery. Stun. Chance to stun, but where is this from? Wait, deals damage to the enemy targets and enemies. Yeah. Same till that part. Additionally, there's a certain probability that enemies around the target will be stunned. Okay, around the target is stunned. Additionally, one of... Okay, so the target they hit, stun and heal block. So stun and heal block. Additionally, there's a certain probability that enemies around the target will be stunned. And this one, around the target, will not be able... Oh, okay, I got it. So, the target you hit gets no recovery and stun. That there's like no change there. Then previously you would be able to stun targets around the target, and that it has no change, but now you also have a 60% chance to heal block them. Again, literally doesn't matter, it won't change anything, but cool. Water Boomerang removes 2 debilitating effects instead of 1. Sure. Triple Strike. The probability was upped from 60% to 80%. It's a triple hit, so it already had a pretty high chance once you are calculated, but now it's even higher. So hey, I always welcome higher probability chances, right? But then again, it really doesn't change anything. And the same for ultimate, from 75 to 85%. Yeah, so there pretty much no changes there. Wind Boomerang removes 2 effects instead of 1. Again, doesn't really matter. Triple Strike. Oh, same change as the water one, from 65 to 85% to defense break and attack break. Again, won't change much. And the ultimate, from 79 to 90. Why is this 90 but this is 85? It's literally the same skill. But yeah, these changes don't really mean anything, like at all. Not the problem that we have with wins. Oh, Light Boomerang, the one I have. So, it removes 2 debilitating effects and grants increased attack speed to, again, nothing. And you buffed the damage a tiny bit. Useless. Nice. Absolutely no change there, pretty much. The Dark Boomerang Warrior, again, they're buffing the chance, so from 75% to 90%. Again, this one here was even higher. Previously they had 60 to 80, now this one is 75 to 90. So inconsistent. And this one 75 to 90 as well for the ultimate. Fair. But yeah, these twin changes are completely useless. In my opinion, completely useless. No one used them and no one will use them, right? Except for some scenarios, right? But I'm mostly referring to Brawl. Yeah, I'm not seeing any changes there. Fire Undyne. Ooh, this could be pretty good. So, Fire Theory. Additionally, it restores the health of the allied with the lowest current health percentage. The amount of recovery is proportional to your hack's HP. So, she did remove 1 threatening effect, 70% chance to pull. Whoa, relax the mini Lynette. And she did damage and no recovery. Now you also heal a tiny bit your lowest HP target. That's an odd buff. Like, that's a offensive skill, but then you randomly add a heal, where in most cases you might not even need it. So I don't know what that does really. Restores the stamina. Okay, so additionally, if the target has continuous damage effect, 1 debuff is removed and then 1 continuous damage effect is removed. And previously it did what? If the target has continuous damage effect, it heals once more. Ooh, so the... Wait, let me see. So the heal persists, the continuous recovery persists. Remove 1 weakening effect and remove 1 dot. So a single cleanse, it looks like, added. If the target has a dot. Sure, but a bit too situational, I feel like. Alright, a bit too situational. We'll see how that plays out. Personally, no, I don't think like that's a big buff. And yeah, the same with the ultimate, but all debuffs are removed. Wait, let me see. She didn't cleanse previously, right? Yeah, so now ultimate is a full cleanse. That is pretty good. That is pretty good. The ultimate is pretty good. The other skills I am not really a big fan of. Okay, Fire Mermaid. So a lot of us actually have this one because it's been a free event unit, at least for NA servers. Hey, so enemies killed by this attack cannot be revived. I see. So previously she granted a debuff of anti-revive. Now if you actually kill with this skill, regardless whether the debuff is there or not, you will actually not be able to revive a target as well. That's pretty good because the multiplier on this skill is pretty big. 900% on a 3 mana skill. That's not a bad multiplier. So yeah, just another option for anti-revive. Nothing wrong with that. Oh, Perna. Attacks the enemy targets once, inflicting damage that ignores target's defense. Attacks the enemies that are not affected by crowd control effect first. Wait, what? It's a single target ability. Why did they mention that? Okay, so thankfully, nothing changes for PvE. I am very confused about this. Attacks enemies that are not affected. So basically, she prioritizes enemies that can make use of her passive. So let's say if Jäger was on the field, right? It will prioritize Jäger because he's not affected by CC effects first. What changes though? Because it is a single target ability that you... Maybe they mean like off-souling? So something like if she is just sitting in the back there, right? Whenever that ability comes up, she will move to a target that is immune to CC effects and only attack him. So, for example, to kill Jäger or something like, the Fire Monkey is also immune to CC, right? You no longer need to use her as souling. She will actually hit the target by herself. I'm assuming that is the change, in which case that's a good change, right? Because previously, already bringing a Perna there is like a debuff to your team just to counter Jäger, right? But yeah, if it can do it by herself, I have no problem with that at all. So, interesting change. Very interesting one. Light Fairy Queen. We already saw this. Its ultimate is lower heal. This is lower heal. This patch is already live in our servers. Whenever Fairy Queens came out, we already got the buffed version. So yeah, 5 mana skill is amazing. Dark Ifrit. Oh, I have this unit. I see a lot of... Oh my god, the description is so big. I love it. Ma Crush. I believe this is the first skill. So, 3 mana. Oh, okay. So, grants provoke with a certain probability. Wait, no longer stuns? Oh, that sucks. When you inflict provocation on the target, the cooldown of the second skill is reduced. Okay, so damage is the same. Instead of stun, you now do provoke. That sucks. And when successfully stunned, reduced by 20%. Now, when applying provocation, reduced by 10%. Is that AoE though? That is the question. Like if I provoke 4 units, will it reduce by 40% or just 10? And it no longer cleanses. Oh, it's not looking good so far. Giga Crush. So the cooldown and mana cost reduced as well. I don't know why they forgot to mark this. Slam the ground. Okay, and stunning them with a certain probability. Okay, stun was added to the second skill then. Afterwards, remove 1 debilitating effect from nearby allies. Additionally, restores your stamina. Okay, so damage not changed. Remove all weakening effects, and this one was changed to only 1 effect. Wait, ooh. So stun was transferred from the first skill to the second skill, and with a higher chance actually. It also heals yourself for 20%. Full cleanse was removed to 1 target cleanse. Not 1 target, but a single debuff cleanse. I don't like that. Show me something good. Passive. It removes your debilitating effects at intervals. It was changed to removes 2 debilitating effects from team members. Each time a debuff is removed, the target's health is restored. If there is no weakening... Okay, so that part is the same. So instead of cleansing 2 debuffs from himself every 10 seconds, he now cleanses 2 from all team members. I'm not gonna lie, I don't like that. Because the only scenario where I previously used him was if I'm fighting a unit with a lot of debuffs. I'm talking like 6+, right? And I would be able to just spam this skill and remove all effects and basically heal from removing it, right? Now they're changing him to be used in scenarios when there's not a lot of debuffs. But he completely crumbles when there are a lot of debuffs. So, like, it's not a nerf in a way, but it's a nerf in the situations where you use him, right? So, like, if you're fighting something like Dark Orbia, it's no longer good. But if you're fighting something with not a lot of debuffs, maybe just defense break or stun, something like that, then he becomes much better. So we'll see, actually, we'll see. I'll have to test him out once this buff comes out in global. And for the ultimate, it now has a chance to stun with a certain probability, and it restores your HP. So 3-second stun, and also heals me for 37%. I don't know. It's not as much of a buff as it is a change, let's say, yeah? Yeah, it's more of a change, a revoke, if you will. Not bad, not bad, I don't know. Hopefully it makes it a bit more usable, right? Now, oh, I'm seeing the Dark Valkyria there. Oh, I'm seeing the Dark Valkyria there. Oh, is your description big? Oh my god, it's massive, okay, let's go. Sword of Contract, so that is her first skill. Afterwards, the cooldown of the second skill is reduced and the team summoner's ultimate gauge is increased. Hold up. Cooldown reduced by 30%, ultimate gauge up by 10%. Oh, I'm liking this so far. Ragnar, please, no longer damage to me, please. Oh my god, the description is so long. Okay, what's changed? All teammates and enemies except the player. Except the player? Whoa, wait, let me see. So this did damage to everyone, enemies and me, right? So like this is what enemies get, this is what I get, and this is the last hit that everyone gets. Now, swings the sword to scatter darkness and attacks twice. The first hit of this skill deals fixed damage proportional to the target's maximum health to all nearby teammates and enemies except the player. Except the player, does that mean her or my summoner? That's very confusing. And acquires apocalyptic energy. Oh, that sounds good. In proportion to the number of teammates and enemies hit. Okay, I'm liking this. The last hit deals fixed damage proportional to your attack power only to nearby enemies, and the amount of damage increases in proportion to the level of the apocalyptic energy you have. Okay. So, fixed damage to enemies remains, fixed damage to me remains, and fixed damage to everyone remains. That's the last hit, right? And it buffs the last hit only, right? Yeah. Per level of apocalyptic energy possessed, damage increased by 5%. What? No shot. That's it. For each enemy hit, apocalyptic energy level 2. For each team member hit, what the fuck? What is that? That's such a joke. Wait, that's such a joke. No, I'm sorry. That's such a bad skill. That's... So, wait, no. Look at it. This doesn't change because this is the first. The last hit increases up to 100%. Realistically, it's only 5%, right? So, okay, realistic scenario. She hits something like, okay, I'm being generous here, 3 enemies, right? So you get level 6. Then, let's say I'm being generous and it hits like 2 enemies, or rather 2 teammates. Another level 6. I have level 12 apocalyptic buff, which means the damage she does increase by 60%, right? Look at the multiplier. 200%. That's a basic attack multiplier. Some units have higher basic attack multiplier than her skill. And it buffs damage by 600% of that. So instead of 200, like 20%, it now goes to what, like 350. That is literally less than half of a basic attack increase in damage. Such a shit buff. That's such a shit buff. Oh, that's such a joke of a buff. And yeah, the same thing in the ultimate. Up to 100%. Yeah, that is such a joke of a buff. That's a spit in my face. That is an absolute spit in my face for even owning this unit. Wow. Wow, that is such a useless buff. That is such a useless buff. It's actually insane how useless that is. Okay, cool. Dark Chimera. Let's finish it off with Dark Chimera. So, a jump. Each hit has a certain probability to remove one strengthening effect from a target. Wait. Oh, So instead of last hit, it's now each hit. See, like, give me a buff like that, bro. That's an actually good buff. But it's changed from 82% for last hit to 70% for each hit. Yeah, still a big buff. Still a big buff. Okay, so overall, what do we have? Cleave now does less. Basically, enemy monsters do less damage to cleave units. That's a change, I guess. Kina was nerfed a bit. The rest of the changes, Chow feels like a buff. I don't know. This Wind Dragonite, definitely a winner this patch. This is a massive skill. This is a massive counterplay opportunity for a lot of Beast Riders, attack speed units, all of that. So that's a massive buff. That I'm excited about. Twins, complete joke. All 10 of them. Complete joke buffs. Undyne. My mate is pretty good. I'm not gonna lie there. This was more like quality of life, I would say. This is definitely needed, but then again, we couldn't even test it. Dark Ifrit, more of a change than a buff, but I will still test it out. We'll see how it works. Dark Valkyrie, come to us, you have to be joking with this. I don't know, is this like an insult to me? Oh, something like an insult to all players who have the Dark Valkyrie? Like, when units like Jaeger, Lynette, Eleanor exist, you buff my damage by 100% multipack. No shot. Nah, I'm sorry. Nah, that's a joke. That's a joke. And Dark Chimera, pretty good buff actually. Yeah, pretty good buff. So yeah, that's about it for the Balls patch, right? I'm gonna cover the patch notes for both global and Korea in like an hour after this video. And yeah,